Hi, welcome to Everbox Guitar Tuition. So my classic album inspection today is Heart's Dog and Butterfly. This was released October the 7th, 1978. It's 45 years old today. This is their fourth album. They actually had two albums out in 78 because the magazine album came out. That was a kind of abandoned album from when they were on the Mushroom label after Dreamboat Annie. Then they went to Portrait, they were kind of in legal dispute with that label, and they ended up finishing that album and then putting it out as well. And yeah, this is their best record. This is Dreamboat Annie of the sort of classic Heart era. It's 39 minutes and 26 seconds long. It's 8 tracks. So unlike their other albums, which often have 10, has Little Queen got 11? Yes, it has. Yes. This has actually got less tracks, which is a little more epic. It's got longer songs, but it works really well. It made US number 17. It's double platinum. It was recorded at Sea West in Seattle and Capitol in Hollywood. Produced by Mike Flicker again, and this was the last time. No, I think, did they work with him on the next album? I'm not sure they did. He certainly produced the first 4 albums. So it opens up a little inauspiciously, to be honest, with Cook with Fire, which is a nice sort of rocker. This is co-written with Roger Fisher and Howard Lees, but basically, Ann and Nancy Wilson and their friend Sue Ennis write all the songs on this. But in actual fact, it sounds like it's live, this song. It's not. It was like basically played live, I think, in the recording studio rehearsal space, captured, and then the audience screams and interaction and stuff was added on. This isn't uncommon. There's lots of recordings in the history of rock that do this. So it's 4:57. It's good. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. In some ways, it would have been great. I've got on this CD. I've got one of the bonus tracks is Heartless. It's from a BBC session. Obviously, Heartless turned up on magazine now. Heartless would have made a great opener for this album and would have been a superior track to me. But anyway, things pick up on track 2 at High Times. It's just a really catchy sort of poppy track, pardon me, Mitching. It's 3 minutes 21. It's got like a pretty cool kind of guitar riff. What you notice with Heart is, even though a rock band, they really don't have a lot of distortion on their guitars, even when they're doing something rocky. This is, I'm guessing it's a Wilson Ennis composition. Like I said, it's got a nice chorus, really good backing vocals on it, top. And then you got Hijinks next, 3 minutes 30. Again, this is quite an unusual riff, using kind of fourths on the A and D string. Again, it's written by the two sisters and Sue Ennis. Yeah, this is quite interesting. It's got an interesting little sort of kind of break in the middle. And yeah, it's better, probably not as good as High Time, but it's a good track. Like I said, my feeling is Heartless would have been the opener, or should have been. The last track on the original side 1, 5 minutes and 9, is Straight On. So this is like a real classic Heart track, and this is the first like corking tune on the album, really corking tune. And then what happens now, the rest of the album's just brilliant. So it's kind of weird, it's kind of backloaded and not front-loaded. It's got great harmony solo on this, and the band really cuts loose at the end and funks out a bit. I really like the clean guitar on the chorus, straight on for you, so the sus2 chord, I think it's a sus2. But the guitars are very well crafted on this, and the band, the way they're captured, the sound of each instrument. They never overproduced Heart in this era. It's always really kind of tasteful by Mike Flicker. So just so when this album came out, and I first actually got on single sleeve, so it was reissued on Nice Price. Later on, I was at a second-hand record shop, I think possibly when I'd moved to the bigger city, and I got the gatefold sleeve, which has got a cool band shot in the middle, and then obviously got the CD now. But yeah, nice packaging, really nice album cover as well. So the idea of the Dog and Butterfly is the side 1 was heavier, more rocky. The Butterfly side is softer, and that's what happens. So side 2 opens with Dog and Butterfly, a title track. This is really nice. It's a very pretty, very beautiful song. Really nice sort of lyrics on it. Acoustics are great. Ant's vocals great. Just really, really superb. And they often played this live and still play it live today. Well, obviously when they're active. Then you got Lighter Touch next. The way I describe this is written here, plaintive and haunting. It's kind of a love song, but it's got lovely string arrangements in it that are really moody and smoky. And you get a sort of feeling of kind of sitting in candlelight or low light, but it's quite gothic as well. kind of gets in a kind of slightly jazzy Dorian feel as well. That's something hard to do well. And then 5:23, that's what the length is. This is Nada 1. This track and the last track are my favourite tracks on the album. So this has got lovely finger-picked acoustic by Nancy. Something she just does better than anyone in the rock, rock idiom to me. Again, they got that Dorian, most slightly jazzy thing coming out. I like the way the end of the song kind of cascades off. And when the drums kick in, it's really really majestic. Soaring vocal by Anne, but yeah, I can't really describe it. It's kind of these songs that kind of make you on this side, so they make you float off in a way. They're kind of like a soundtrack to a life you've not had. I know that sounds weird, but they just put pictures in your mind and you kind of imagine the kind of characters in the songs. That's how it is for me. So Roger Fisher co-writes the next one. This is Mistral Wind. I think not only is this Heart's greatest track, it's just one of the great tracks of the 70s. It should get played on classic rock radio more. It's easily as good as Kashmir or Stargazer. It's epic. They've got their own spin on it. It's got this really unusual riff. Again, at the end, very end, you've got that Dorian mode, slightly jazzy thing coming in. The drums are really massive on this. Michael DeRosier really kicks ass. He does a massive fill at one point. The acoustic's amazing. Anne's vocals, one of her greatest. She's absolutely soaring on this. But again, this is a song that manages to put pictures in your mind. A picture of like a mariner, sort of lost at sea, and then the wind, some mystical wind, mistral wind picking up the sails, and then going into that journey, in the ocean on nature and so on. And it really captures that. And again, like for me, when I'm listening to it, it just takes me away. It just puts pictures and images in my mind. But it's 6 minutes 42. It's epic, but it kind of feels more expansive than that length. It's just a perfectly put together piece of music. So, yeah, this album's it's an 8.5, 9 out of 10. I'd probably say because I do like High Time, but the first 3 tracks aren't as good as the other 5 tracks. 4 onwards are just superb. Like I say, if Heartless had been on it, I think that would have been a better opener, but it wasn't to be. But it's a great record. Check it out. Fantastic acoustics, fantastic vocals, backing vocals, orchestrations. And it's the last album of the classic Heartline that Roger Fisher leaves after this. And DeRosier and Foster do the Burial Strange album. They leave after that. No, I'm talking rubbish. They're still on the private audition. But by then, the vibes change. It's kind of, I think Roger Fisher's kind of in there pitching as like the third wheel. And then once he goes, it's very much Anne and Nancy's band. Obviously, Roger Fisher used to go out with Nancy Wilson. Who wouldn't? And then obviously that went tits up, and that probably, marginalised him in the band, I would imagine. And then Howard Lees would step more in on guitar and so on. Okay, I've waffled enough there. Dog and Butterfly, 45 years old today. Check it out. Thanks very much.